Four favorite compas have another jam-packed episode of the Four Compas Show. In this episode, we will do a quick recap of the terrible Monday Night Football doubleheader between the Jets and the Dolphins and the Bengals and the Broncos. Plus, we have our Week 4 takeaways. And, of course, we can't forget about our usual segments during the football season, the Compas Power Rankings, and our picks of the best 5 matchups in Week 5. Obviously, Gilbert's trying to pat himself on the back early in this show, but we will wait to do that because finally Gilbert had a winning week. He did not have a losing week, but we will get into all that in a little bit. All right, Heelberto, do you have an engagement question for our viewers and or listeners?
Yes, I do. It's we've gone through 1/4 of the season, or 1 month through the season, or 4 games through the season. So it's a good time to do report cards and ask questions and crap like that. But before we all turn to the NFL trade deadline, because I can't wait for everybody to make trades for the whole month of October. I can't wait. It gets annoying sometimes, as you can tell. But
you're gonna write like 7 articles on that.
Yeah, they're coming. I'm gonna be cranking out 30 or 40 articles about the trade deadline, and top 5 teams that could have had Tyreek Hill, whatever. Who cares? Most disappointing team at the quarter mark of the season. Let me know who's the most disappointing. It's got to be the Ravens, at least to me. They're 1-3. The Broncos are 2-2. The Bengals are 2-2, but they're going to be 2-15. I'm calling it right now. They suck. But let me know most disappointing team in the NFL through 4 games, through Week 4, through the quarter mark, through the first month, whatever you want to call it. That's it. That's it. You can let me know your team if you want.
Oh, well, we're gonna get into that in a little bit because in a little bit I'm gonna ask Heelberto to go take a seat, and I want the heel to come out and speak to me about what teams he's bearing. But
Bengals for sure. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, no, that's why
I just don't like that team.
Yeah, no, I get it. I feel like you and I haven't talked in a while. How have you been? How's everything?
Yesterday, come on. In terms of
no. In terms of like, this is your first time as a dad covering the NFL season.
Okay,
how's that kind of going?
You want to know about the real life going on in my life? Well, it's a little difficult right now because there's a lot going on with Julian. He is, when he gets to 8 months, which he's going to turn 8 months on Thursday, usually there's a lot of sleep regression where he's like his brain is just working nonstop, that he wakes up a lot, and then combined that it's a little bit of a flu season, so he's sick, but not too sick. It's like, and I don't know if it's a good topic to talk about, but it's his first time dealing with boogers, first time dealing with congestion.
Yeah.
So imagine when you're this new person in the world, like, how the hell do I deal with this crap in my nose? And you have to go to sleep. You have to deal with it. Like, yeah, it's been a lot. But thank you for asking. I've been waking up every day at 4 p.m. for the past week. It's been rough, and then going back to
4 a.m. You mean?
Sorry, did I say 4 p.m.? 4 a.m. He's been waking up like at 11 p.m. and then at 4 a.m. and then he goes through 7:30 in the morning. So it's been a little rough at our household.
I was wondering about that because I mean you're obviously like, you're not like Danny and Joe and myself, where it's like you're up at 5 in the morning and stuff. So I was wondering how all that plus the workload and plus having a kid is going for you. So yeah, I've just been interested kind of to see how all that's been going for you.
Yeah, it's an adjustment, but obviously it's tough. Because I was talking about this with Caroline. I'm like, it's like we made it through the newborn phase, but I'm like, which was worse, this one or that one? And it's like always like you're always trying to figure out, okay, is it better? Is it not?
Yeah.
But then it's like we really love the little guy so much that we liked all the memories, but it is a lot of work. And I know I'm all over the place, but I think when you talk to parents, it's always like, yeah, it's good. And then like they never know what to say because it should be a good thing, but then there's a lot to deal with. And that's what I'm going through right now.
That's yeah.
I love the little guy. Don't get me wrong.
You love Dan's future godson. I know. I get it.
Yeah. Which we hadn't even talked about that just yet. So yeah.
Dan will help you out with all that. You know, it's funny. I wasn't gonna say anything, but you know, I was actually fat shamed on the ride back from.
The drive, you say?
Yeah, we were flying back from New York, and this lady and her daughter look at me and they go, "Oh," like I could just see, and they start speaking in Spanish, and they start saying stuff. Oh yeah,
Like you don't know? Like you
no,
don't know what's
yeah, like
going
if
on?
I don't know. And so I
Uh,
like look at my brother. My brother's sitting across on the other side, and I look at him and I go, "Do you think they're talking shit?" He's like, "No, I know they're talking shit." And I was like, "Ooh," I was like, "This is interesting." So like, the lady's pissed off. This that she like got up, got out, told the stewardess something, and then came back and sat down. And she's like, "Ya le dije." And so I was like, "Oh, I was like, wow." So then I was like sitting there, and then all of a sudden, and I mean, I'm courteous, like I kind of move over, like I'm kind of chilling or whatever. And stewardess walks up and goes, he's like, "Hey, I was just wondering if you want to move seats." And the chick just shoots and goes, "What? Like him?" And so I saw her from the corner of my eye, and I
yeah,
was like,
me.
"Oh, really?" I was like, "Oh, really?" And then he goes, "Yeah, like we have a window seat in the back. I don't know, you're in the aisle, but do you want a window?" I'm like, "You know what? I'm actually pretty sleepy." I was like, "Yeah, I'll take a window." And then she was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, no, 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 come over here, this, that. Do you need anything? Can I get you a pillow? This, that." I was like, so then before I leave, Daniel's like, "Are you going?" And I was like, "Hold on." So I turn and I go,
I
"Pretty
knew it.
woman." I go, "Hi, I just wanted to," I was like, "Hey, you can have my seat now." She's like, "Oh, what?" I was like, "Yeah, you can have my seat. I needed to move. I'm sorry, I'm a larger guy. I'm actually working on that. I completely apologize if it was inconvenient for you sitting next to me." I'm like, "But they just moved me right now, so you can have the whole thing by yourself. Que tengas buen día." And her face just like she turned white with embarrassment. And I turn around, I go to the back or whatever, and the other lady, like really nice and everything, she's like, "Oh, I have extra candy if you'd want." I was like, "Oh no, I'm good, thank you, I'm just gonna fall asleep." I knocked out for like 2 hours or whatever. But Daniel's like, "You should have seen her and the daughter, like she was so embarrassed." And I was like, "Yeah, I bet." I was like, whatever. I just thought it was funny. Like I'm just like, oh, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty funny. I'm like, I'm working on it, but yeah,
That was well played. You weren't rude, but you also
oh
made
yeah,
them feel bad, and then you're
yeah.
kind of a little bit of a dick at the end, but I love it with the Spanish. And I was in my head, I'm thinking like, why don't you talk to her in Spanish? But you did it at the end. That
I
was
just had
perfect.
to throw it in there. I
That's
and
cool.
it's funny because my mom goes, "You just can't stay quiet." I was like, "No, I was like, but I hit her the best way I knew how, which was with, hey, like, I apologize, this, that, and everything." And mom's like, "No, that was," she's like, "That was pretty good. I thought you were gonna go, hey, this or whatever." Melissa's like, "I would have just slapped the shit out of her if she would have said that in front of you." And I just started
I
laughing.
honestly
I
thought it
was
was gonna be a lot worse. I thought you're gonna like
no,
lose it or call them
no, no, no,
out.
no. I
That's
mean,
well played.
I've never cared. They can say whatever. The only thing I do get nervous of, and that's what I told Dan, because Dan got two big guys next to him, and then one like small lady comes up, goes, "Actually, you guys are in my seat." And Dan's like, "God bless." And so they had to move to their back to their seats.
All like this.
Dan's like, "Yeah, three big guys here. It's not gonna work." And I started laughing, but yeah, that was
What airline, by the way?
Alaska.
Ah, okay. I
Yeah. By the way, when the hell did all the stewardess become men? Like
really? I haven't
I'm
noticed
a
that.
little
Is that
disappointed.
like
Like,
American
oh,
of the week?
no, well, on the way there, like I don't know if I should say this. We're like I started talking to, because they moved Dan in the other one. They were like, "Hey, we have this seat open if you want to sit up here." And Dan goes, "Oh yeah," and he goes to the back and he sits back there. And I started talking. So they were doing the drink cart and they were just stuck there. And I started talking to the stewardess, and she's like, "Oh, would you like to drink?" I was like, "Oh, I'll actually take a Coke Zero." And she like opens it and she's like, "Ooh, oh, okay, I finally got one." And so then I was like, "Hey, the gentleman in the back." She's like, "Yeah, your brother." I was like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "Is there any way you can tell him that I got the last one?" She's like, "Oh, of course I'll do that." She's like, "That'll be funny." And
Perfect.
so then, all I hear is a couple minutes later, "Jackass." And I was like, "What?" And I turned, it was him. But then like later, she's like walking by or whatever, and she starts chatting with me again. I was like, I just have to tell you, I was like, you have a really cute smile. She's like, oh, thank you so much. And she like takes off her glove and she had a ring there. I was like, I wasn't saying it like that. I was just saying you have a
Very
really nice
subtle.
smile.
She learned from you. Very subtle
I
attack.
know. Yeah, exactly. So I was like, oh, I was just saying you had a really nice smile. I was like, oh, and then she goes, oh, okay, thank you so much. I was like, oh yeah, for sure. But like, she
I prefer Pepsi anyways.
yeah, I was like, I just started laughing, but she was fine. And then at the end, she tells Dan, she's like, hey, next time, I'm sorry, I'll get more Coke Zero just for you. And he's like, I would really appreciate that. And then he's like, I can't believe this jackass put you up to that. And she just started laughing. So it was we had some fun along the way, but
you gotta get some more color, Fernando. People don't know that you speak Spanish, that you actually speak it much better than I do. So I don't know.
No, but I mean, well, like, and that's why I appreciate that Adrian and Pancho have me on like I do pregame with them, and then sometimes I do the podcast if Adrian has something going on. So that's pretty cool because I get to speak Spanish when it comes to just sports and not with Dante doing what we do. Yeah, exactly. Because that other kind of Spanish, I mean, that'll really get me in trouble. But yeah, no, pretty cool, pretty interesting vacation. But
good story.
Well, mini vacation, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, New York was great. Even Dan liked it. I could see myself moving there, honestly. I liked it.
Really?
I would lose so much weight. I did 15.
All the walking.
I did
Subway.
15 to 20K steps in the 4 days that we were there.
Where were you guys exactly? Because it's such a big ass city.
Manhattan.
Okay.
Yeah, we stayed in the Broadway district, but we didn't go see a play. That's where we kind of messed up. We should have, but we kind of got busy while we were out there seeing family and stuff. But yeah, that was a good time. But all right, enough of our lives. It is time. Heelberto, I will ask you to please go sit down somewhere. Adios. We don't need you. We need the man, the myth, the legend. We need the heel. We need the heel out here. That's who we need.
For a second, I'm like, you don't need me to talk Bengals, Broncos, Jets, Dolphins. Okay,
we'll do that when Vic comes. We'll do that when Vic comes on.
I don't need to talk about that.
I need the heel.
Okay.
I need the heel. Why do I say that?
Because okay.
I want to do something new with you every 4 weeks.
I like it.
Because remember what Anthony Lynn used to say: the season's divided into 4 weeks. So every 4 weeks, we're gonna say stick a fork in them, or they're still alive with some of the bottom team, with some of the teams that everybody's teetering with. All right, let us start off in the AFC West. The New England Patriots are 2-2.
Not forked. The bottom of the AFC playoff picture is very horrendous, and I think they have a good chance to make a wild card bid.
Miami Dolphins.
Oh, they're out. No Tyreek Hill. Yeah, start selling the team. Even if you want Gill up on 2, I don't care. I don't care about that team at all. Fork them.
The New York Jets.
Fork them. 0-4. I like what they're doing with Justin Fields, Breece Hall, and Garrett Wilson. That's not enough. Your defense is terrible. Aaron Glenn, I thought that was your background. Fork them.
Cincinnati Bengals. Going out to the north.
They've been cooked for over since 2022. When did they beat the Chiefs in the playoffs? That team is so damn overrated. I think I wrote about it at SI. I said, all right, let's stop wasting our time with the Bengals. They've been decaying for quite some time now. Yes, tank, definitely lose all the games, Bengals. Stop trying to have Joe Burrow be your hero. Come back when you're like 7-10, trying to get a measly wild card spot. And then he's trying to like put his body on the line while you're crappy online, and then he gets hurt. Why are you gonna rush him back? Wave the white flag. Don't try to trade for a quarterback. No Kirk Cousins. Jake Browning, keep taking the hits there. Who cares, my boy? If you want to shut down Jamar Chase by Halloween, go ahead. T. Higgins, take a seat too if you want. Zach Taylor, I'm sorry, bud. It might be over for you, but stick a fork on him.
Okay.
So you probably thought it was gonna go longer, huh? You're like on your phone.
No. I was just checking something to make sure I'm good. No Joe Burrow at all this season. Will Trey Hendrickson be a Bengal by the end of the trade deadline?
I like it. Yeah, trade the guy. Trade him. Yes, I had like a reworked 1-year deal. Maybe another team could pay the rest of the 1-year deal. Cheap Mike Brown. And then like you need draft picks. You suck at draft picks, but maybe you get draft picks where you could like trade a package and move up to top 10 because that's all you're good for. No, mate, top 5 for this team because you can't pick outside the top 5.
They need a tackle.
Yeah.
T. Higgins.
That's a tough one. Yes, I say yes. He does. He probably has the most value for you.
Yeah.
But they have no defense. They got name me besides Hendrickson, who's already in his 30s. Who's their best like core player defensively? I can't even think of a guy. Offensively, who's a good core player on the offensive line? Who's a good core player outside of T. Higgins and Chase? Maybe Chase Brown. But like I was looking at his numbers, he has like under 200 yards rushing, averaging 2.6 yards per carry. Maybe it's not his fault, but that O line is terrible. Do better. I don't care. You have somewhat of a mini fire sale. Keep Jamar Chase, keep Joe Burrow, start all over. It's not working.
Gilbert, there's rumors out of Cleveland that this weekend Dylan Gabriel will start. Are you forking him or are you keeping him?
I definitely am forking the Browns, but I say credit to Kevin Stefanski. He was going to start Dylan Gabriel. Like, what are you doing with Joe Flacco? You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere with Dylan Gabriel. But like here's a little twist too, Victor. Sorry, Fernando. I just read Megan's comment there. Shout out to Megan. But with putting Dylan Gabriel, you get to see what you have. Is he a franchise quarterback? Probably not. Is he a good backup, a QB2, a high-end QB2? Hey, sure, keep him. So if you keep him as a QB2, and then you have the 2 first-round picks for next year to draft, what's the guy from LSU? I can never say his last name.
Nussmeier.
Apparently, it's Fernando Mendoza, who's very light-skinned like you, Fernando, from Indiana. Could be a top 3 pick, too. Maybe get that guy. I looked him up. I saw Fernando Mendoza, and I looked it up. I'm like, oh, he don't look like me. But anyways, what's the point here? Oh, yeah. If Dylan Gabriel is in your future plans, why do you have Shedeur Sanders on the roster? If Dylan Gabriel is going to be a starter or QB2, you don't need Shedeur Sanders. Like, just trade the guy. Like, do Deion Sanders a favor and be like, what's another easy path to get a job? Because you're not getting handed the keys in Cleveland. I'll tell you that right now. Especially, like, well, I don't know. Maybe Gabriel sucks. Maybe Sanders or something. But you got to find out what's going on with Dylan Gabriel. But yes, to the point here, Fernando, put a fork on him.
All right. True or false? The Pittsburgh Steelers will win the AFC North. That way you can tell us if we're forking the well. And there's rumors out of Baltimore that he will be missing 2 to 3 games. Yeah. The next 2 games, Lamar Jackson. So Gilbert.
No, it's not a guarantee that the Steelers win the division. It won't be the Browns. It won't be the Bengals. But I'm not ready to. Are we getting to the Ravens? Might as well. I'm not ready.
No, that's why I meant it's a combination of 2.
Okay.
Are you forking the Ravens and
the Steelers are pretenders, but they're not going to run away with the division either. Look at the Ravens schedule after week 8. Like if you're able to win a game or 2, you're able to lick your wounds. Like look at the playoff picture right now. The Bengals are the number 6 seed. They're going to fade. The Jaguars and the Colts are both in the playoffs. I bet one of those 2 fade. The Steelers are in the playoffs right now. They're such an old team. They usually fade in the back end of the season. That's 3 teams that I think are frauds. I bet you one fades. The Bengals are for sure fading. That's 2 spots available for the playoffs. So, but the point is, you're asking about the AFC North. I think the Ravens are still alive for the wild card spot. It might be the trigger to win the AFC North if the Steelers stack enough wins, but they're going to fade. I promise you they're going to lose probably 4 games from Thanksgiving to December. And then look at the Ravens schedule. They have a lot of easy teams after week 8. They're going to stack them, and I bet you whoever gets 10 wins first wins that division. It's not over yet.
Let's move to the AFC South. The Tennessee Titans, Gilbert, are 0-4.
Don't waste my time. Nobody wants that. Fork them, put them in the garbage can, and I'm going to call it. I think I might have called it too, Victor. You could check here. You guys asked me earlier in the offseason, first coach to be fired. I said Brian Callahan. He's gone. He's over there struggling. He can't even talk to the media. He gets annoyed about questions. He looks frustrated, frazzled, whatever you want to call what's going on with Callahan. He is not doing well. What is he, 3-20 something in the last 2 years? I lost track. He's not doing well. Fire him.
Houston Texans at 1-3.
Not forking them. I still think that they could beat the Colts twice. I think they could rack up some wins. And I bet, and I'll say this, I'll be nice to the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars are in the same level as the Colts. I think the Texans are not too far behind. I know the Jaguars beat the Texans, but it's a 3-team race. I believe that.
So you're not forking the Jacksonville Jaguars or the Colts?
I'm not forking. Well, obviously the Jaguars are 3-1 and the Colts are too, but they're pretenders. But I think that division is still up for grabs for 3 teams.
The 1-3 Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh, stick a fork in them. I'm sorry, Victor. I I will I have dilemmas about the Raiders because they probably shouldn't have a fire sale, but what are they doing? Where are they really going? Like, if you're not even good enough to win 9 games, what are we doing here? So I get it. You paid Geno Smith. You still got Max Crosby. You got Brock Bowers, but I don't know. I honestly expected a lot better from that team. Pete Carroll's way too conservative. Chip Kelly figured out the Ashton Genty problem, but Geno Smith, 7 interceptions. What's going on with that? I just don't know what to make of the Raiders. Obviously, it's too soon. I'll leave it at that. But they got some problems there.
I'm guessing everybody in the AFC West, everybody else, your Broncos, Chiefs, Chargers.
Yeah, I still believe in my bold prediction. Broncos, Chiefs, Ravens will all make the playoffs.
Broncos, Chiefs, what?
Chiefs, Ravens, Broncos all make the playoffs.
Okay. Let's move now to the NFC. Gilbert, the New York Giants.
Before I answer that, have you guys seen Weapons by any chance? I watched it over the weekend.
No, what is that?
There's like a crazy fork scene, which I keep doing here, which looks weird now that I keep doing it. Anyways, check out Weapons. Good movie. Who do we talk about?
Weapons. Right? That's the one with the little kids.
Yeah. With the girl
I've watched that. Yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah, remember the fork scene?
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah.
Don't want to spoil it. But the Giants, I say, they're not gonna do anything. It's a hard schedule, but they're gonna be like the Patriots of last year where they were pretty bad. But hey, Drake May looks good. Yeah, we got hope here. Franchise quarterback. Yay. That might be with Jackson Dart. I'm not saying Jackson Dart is gonna be Drake May level because we didn't see much in last week. Fernando, you mentioned it, kind of a dumbed down game plan. Sounds kind of dumb to say, but dumbed down game plan. But it was more college like a game plan. We got to see a lot on Jackson Dart, but they should be a fun team to watch. Them lose 10 one-score games. We'll see.
Dallas Cowboys at 1-2-1.
I'm not ready. I know they're in my wins challenge team, my squad. I think the offense is good enough to make them a very, very fringe wild card team. If they get a pass rusher at the trade deadline, maybe there's hope for a 7th seed. And I'm telling you, if they get to the playoffs, they're putting up a banner at AT&T Stadium. Made the playoffs after trading Michael Parsons. But I'm not ready to fork them.
The Washington Commanders at 2-2.
Oh, no. I think they'll get healthy. They'll be fine. That's an easy one.
Let's move to the NFC North. The Chicago Bears at 2-2.
This is probably my toughest one. I'm going to see the future. I'm going to fork them because I don't think they're ready to make the playoffs. They're going to be in the race. They're going to be in the hunt. They are showing some signs of, I guess, being good offensively, but the defense has taken a crap. Are they really that bad? It's like, good defense and then bad offense, and then it's like up and down. It's like the levers are going up and down. They won't make the playoffs. I think the Lions are too good. The Packers will probably figure it out, but they're not going to make the playoffs.
Carson Wentz's Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, hell no. No. JJ McCarthy is not ready to be a starter. Carson Wentz won't have a Sam Darnold revival. Kevin O'Connell, this big-time quarterback guru here, it's going to save the day. No, I'm sorry. That team that's a good roster, but you have a problem at quarterback. Stick a fork on
them. Let's move now to the NFC South, the New Orleans Saints.
Oh, come on. Don't waste my time here. Where's that trash can with the Tennessee Titans? Put them in there too. New Orleans Saints. I will say this, Fernando, because there's no team as bad as Tennessee Titans. That includes the New Orleans Saints. Like, the Saints lost by 12 points only in Buffalo. The Saints only lost by a touchdown to the Cardinals. They only lost by a touchdown to the 49ers. They only got beat down by the Seahawks in week 3. So to me, it tells me Kellen Moore has his team to compete. They just don't have enough good players to actually win a game. So on the bright side, they're competing for your your new rookie head coach. But what does that say? You have a terrible roster. Go trade everybody. Chris Olave, Raheem Shaheed, your boy Fernando, Alvin Kamara. Release Cameron Jordan. Let him go get a freaking Super Bowl. Release Mario Davis. Let him go to Denver with Sean Payton. Who else is out there on that team? I don't know, but it's not going well. Kellen Moore, Brandon Staley, familiar faces. It's ugly New Orleans, but hey, at least they're competing. They're battling. Carl Granderson, by the way, very underrated edge rusher, might be available at the trade deadline. Go get that guy.
Carolina Panthers at 1-3.
Fork them. They're probably my biggest disappointment. I keep vouching for that freaking team. They're not. They are more disappointing than the Arizona Cardinals. I'll say that. but they're such a weird team. Like they should like I remember I'm asking or I'm answering a lot of questions that you're not asking, Fernando.
No, that's fine.
But it's like they probably can't have a fire sale because they invested so much in Bryce Young. He's been terrible, by the way. They invested in the O line. They paid Chuba Hubbard. They paid J.C. Horn. They paid Trevon Moehrig, the former safety for the Raiders. I want to say they paid Derek Brown, the defensive tackle. Like they operate like they have a good team, and they all suck. So, do you see it through for at least a season, or do you do a fire sale? It's a very tricky one to answer. I don't know, but they're not going anywhere.
The 2-2 Atlanta Falcons.
They're fine. Like I called it last week. I think they were surprised that the Panthers actually stood up for a game and like wanted to actually compete and fight back. They got caught off guard. They bounced back. They beat Washington. I get it. No Jaden Daniels, no Terry McLaurin, but I think Penix Jr. had a pretty good game.
Two final ones. We're going to the NFC West. The Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, stick a fork in them.
Yeah, the cat thinks so too.
Yeah. He said if Kyler Murray sucks here. Yeah, they have a good defense. That's a good defense there. I'm tired of watching the offense, Fernando. Like Kyler Murray is not good.
It was so bad to watch that Thursday night game.
Yeah, but then you got Marvin Harrison Jr. dropping passes to make it seem like Kyler was trying here. And then the opposite coordinator, I don't know what's going on there. Either he doesn't trust Kyler Murray to, be a playmaker with his legs or, be on the move, throw downfield. Nothing's working there. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they fired the OC there, who I think is a very talented play caller, but he's not making it work with Kyler Murray. Maybe get 3 more Trey McBrides and they'll compete, but other than that, they have no chance here.
One final one. The 3-1 San Francisco 49ers.
Ooh. Okay.
It's a good one, huh? It's a good curveball.
Yeah, because I don't think 3 teams from the NFC West are going to make it to the playoffs. So it's either the 49ers or the Seahawks. I'm going to say the Rams get in there. But I think the 49ers are better than the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are very they're a little fraudy. They're getting too much hype here. I don't like Mike McDonald. And I'll say this, Fernando, and which I can't believe I said this, but I wrote about it. I'm gonna say it. The coaching staff is holding back Sam Darnold. If you unleash Sam Darnold, they have a better chance. He's actually cooking there with Jackson Smith and Jigba. The running game is not great. And then you got Clint Kubiak calling 8 in a row running plays when Sam Darnold, every time he lets it rip, 35 yards to Jackson Smith and Jigba, 26 yards for JSN, 10 more yards for JSN over here. Like, hey, you know what? We're fine here. Let's run the football. And then Mike is saying, you know what, Kubiak, let's go for a field goal here. I know we're probably down here, or they're going to steal the game. Let's go for a field goal. I coach defense. What do I know? So the coaching staff, I don't like them right now.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. All right. That was great. Heelberto, thank you so much. Well, you're going to probably stay for the show anyway, because in a little bit we'll be having Dan and Daygo jump on. But for right now, let us bring in a gentleman who is a movie expert, I would say, a movie guy, a very cool guy, a guy that obviously is the backbone of this show, a guy that is named Vic the producer. Vic, how are you doing?
I thought Gilbert was going to steal most of my points here for my takeaways there with the Seahawks, but I'm glad he didn't go all in there. But
you like the Seahawks, so
oh yeah,
I was more negative, I think.
No, I was so pissed on last year. I had them as a playoff team. They won 10 damn games and they didn't make it in.
They're fine. I think that for me, they're the team that everybody said the Broncos would be this season, just because if you look at, they have a really good top 5 defense. They have a mid-tier quarterback that can take them there. I think they're a Super Bowl contender. I just don't think they're there yet.
Whoa. It's not top 5 defense, Victor. I don't think. I'll say this. They're similar to Denver, where they don't have a lot of special pass rushers, but they have a lot of pass rushers. Nick Bonito actually is better than anybody on the Seahawks defensive front. Like, let's keep it real. And then the Broncos have Pat Surtain. Who do the Seahawks have in their secondary? I don't see. He's not PS2. Like, I'll say this: if the Seahawks are able to trade for one more DB, they get to have versatility with Witherspoon. I think Witherspoon's a good inside cornerback, but he's playing a lot of outside because freaking Rick Woolen can't defend anybody.
Yeah, he's their weakest point there. Yeah,
if
I'm
they
with
get
you.
a DB to help out with the versatility, then I could see something. But I think they're a little overrated defensively. They're a top 10 unit, I'll say that. But top 5, I think, is pushing it. But your case here on the quarterback, Sam Darnold is better than Bo Nix. I'll leave it at that. So maybe they are a little closer here. It's just the Seahawks are better than the Broncos, if you want to say that. It's just I don't know if I'm really all in to say Super Bowl contenders. And I know people are buying into Seattle right now. But look at the coaching. Like they held back Sam Darnold and I'm just the guy.
I'm with you there. I 100% agree, and shout out to Fernando because he called it earlier. I just couldn't. There was things between what you said about Sam Darnold and what we saw at the end of the year with the Vikings, and part of it too. Why I was holding back too was Clint Kubiak. I wanted to see this. And that offensive line, and Sable at center has been great.
Yeah.
They had 2 good tackles. Their biggest thing was the interior of that offensive line, and I needed to see it. And I'm with you. I think as soon as the problem is that Mike McDaniel, and we'll get to it when we do the takeaways, but he's such a conservative defensive coach, like the ones we see all the time, which is why a lot of teams don't want to hire defensive coordinators as head coaches, is because they're stuck in their old ways and they just don't want to open up the offense. And I'm with you. I think as soon as they let Sam Darnold be more aggressive, they can take that next step.
You know what's funny, Vic? They fired Ryan Grubb, the OC, last year because he was just too wild and he's pushing the ball too much. And like maybe you could have done that with Sam Darnold, and it's just he wasn't ready for his time. There wasn't the right personnel, but I get it. Maybe they've been reading too much of my work on Sam Darnold, Mike McDonald and Clint Kubiak. Like, yeah, this guy's a little suspect here. Let's put the reins on him. And I'm like,
yeah,
he's okay. Like, I don't know. I think it's too premature, but they are better than the Broncos. I'll leave it at that.
Obviously, last night there was a doubleheader. I don't think the doubleheaders have been all that good this season at all. I think we've had 2 already. The Dolphins beat the New York Jets 27-21. The big highlight of this game was Justin Fields had a great 43-yard touchdown run. Other than that, there was nothing really that Darren Waller, 2 touchdown receptions. That'll be a good he'll be a good what's it called? He'll be a good trade trade chip in a couple weeks. I didn't see anything from Tua here. Devon Achane again, 20 carries, 99 yards, a touchdown. Tua was still making weird passes, and the what are these guys? The Jets just kept on dropping them, so they did not look good. I saw that what's his name? Sauce Gardner came out and said the reason why I'm getting called for all these penalties because I'm not winning, or because we're not winning. So I thought that was interesting. But Gilbert, or no, you know what? Gilbert's talked enough. Vic, any takeaways from this Monday night snooze fest?
I'll say that the Dolphins uniforms were probably the best thing about that game. I'll leave it at that. Outside of that, there's not much. Like you said, I mean, I feel bad for Tyreek Hill. He's going to be out for a while, and I guess with the Jets, you send it in the group chat there, so that was as much as I saw of this game. Was the coach screaming, during in the locker room. But I just, it's going to be a process for both of these teams. I feel like I do have something for you guys, and I kind of want to ask you guys because I want to give credit to Kevin Clark because I listened to him the other day and he brought up a good thing. What if, you said, Fernando, that you think Mike McDaniel is probably gone at the end of the season, right?
Yeah.
What if it's Brady from the Bills that actually goes down to Miami and Mike McDaniel becomes the offensive coordinator for the Bills? And that they pretty much swap spots there because Brady is actually grew up a Dolphins fan and also grew up a Miami Hurricanes fan. So it makes sense for him to take that job. Now, whether or not the Bengals job becomes available, it's another story. But what do you think of something like that happening?
I have Brian Dable gets fired by the Giants. Dable goes back to Buffalo. Joe Brady then takes the Bengals job. or Joe Brady takes the Miami Dolphins, whichever one. But I think Brian Daboll goes back to Buffalo after this year as the OC. That one for sure is how I think if Buffalo goes far and the AFC Championship or even the Super Bowl, somebody's gonna wait for him. They're gonna be like, it's his time. He's a younger coach. It's time. Look at what he's done with Josh Allen. Let's promote him. But I wouldn't be opposed to it. I just don't know if Joe Brady wants to deal with. It's like if both of those jobs are open, it's either you get Tua Tagovailoa and Jalen Waddle or Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. So that's what I'm interested to see what he would choose. I think he would go to Cincy, but I don't know which one of those two jobs is more appealing when you take out the quarterback and the receiver. Oh, but the Miami job to me is not enticing at all because I think they're gonna Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips to me are gonna be are gonna be traded, in my opinion, by the trade deadline. One of them or both of them. And then obviously on the other side, Cincinnati could end up like you could be down Trey Hendrickson next year. So where are you gonna build this whole defense from? So that's the other question I have as well. So I'm interested, but I really think that it's gonna be I think Joe Brady is really gonna have to have a hard decision because that Miami job does not look appealing. And then is Chris Greer going to be gone? And are they going to keep him? Same thing with the Cincinnati Bengals. What moves are they willing? Are they willing to go? Like, for years, Dean has been called a cheap owner. Everybody said he's very cheap. He's this, he's that. He finally opened up the wallet and he paid $18 million a year for Jim Harbaugh. Is Mike Brown willing to do that and pay for it and go get a top-notch coach, and open his wallet and say, whatever you want to get, whatever you want to bring, whatever you want to do, go do it. But we have Joe Burrow, we have Jamar Chase. We can win a Super Bowl if we get stuff done. So that's going to be the thing there. But when it comes to Miami, I thought they overpaid him too quickly. I would have waited till his 5th year and then seen what Tua was. I think all of us were in agreement when it came to that, but they decided to pay him, and now they're going to kind of pay the piper for that, especially if Mike McDaniel's gone. I'm interested to see where Mike McDaniel lands next. Is it going to be as an OC, or will he have to go all the way back down to positional coach? So I'm really interested to see what happens there, because obviously he's a hell of an offensive mind, but has it been that ugly and in Miami that now people don't even see him as an OC? But my bad. That was just my little spiel, Gilbert.
Oh, well, let's not forget that Joe Brady got fired from being the Panthers OC, and they didn't have a quarterback there. So he probably remembers, okay, I was once a hotshot coordinator because I helped Joe Burrow win the Natty. Then he goes to the Carolina Panthers, and his stock just plummeted. He landed with Josh Allen, and the stock is going up again. So he probably remembers that and is like, okay, I'm not going to Miami. Honestly, Miami should just blow it up. Start from scratch. Tua is a decent quarterback, but he's not gonna get you anywhere. He's like a top 20 quarterback. And
but what do you do with him?
I don't know. Stick it out one more year. You can get rid of him after next year.
Yeah, maybe you wait it out, but I would shop him. There's always a desperate quarterback needy team that no offense, Victor, wants Geno Smith, or the Seahawks, they want Sam Darnold. Teams get desperate, and Tua's top 20. He's a top 20 quarterback, and those are actually hard to find. And I don't know who it is right now. I don't know. Maybe the Browns do it. The Steelers do it. I don't know. He's going to find a taker for at least 1 year, a temporary bridge quarterback. Or maybe he's Alex Smith and he finds the right team and he does well. But the point is, I think we're being asked about Joe Brady here. I think he'd rather wait for a quarterback, and that's Joe Burrow. But also, do you want to deal with the Mike Brown crap? And Brett has a nice joke here, but I think it's a legit thing. They probably would draft Jeremiah Smith if they get a top 10.
He can't come out yet.
Oh, 2 years from now.
And the reason I asked about the Bengals thing too is because it's sounding like
he still has to wait another year.
Yes,
he's a sophomore. I think
he's a sophomore.
Oh, shit, my bad.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah. And then the
I saw the Ryan Williams kid from Alabama drop one going into the end zone. My bad.
Yeah, no, the offensive lineman, I forget his name. He's going to be the number 1 pick.
Sophomore too. Wow.
Yeah, he's a sophomore.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's going to be Nussmeier is going to go to the Saints this year, and then the year after, when they have the number 1 pick again, they're going to go get Jeremiah Smith or Ryan Williams, and you'll have your quarterback receiver combo. But I just don't see anything from either one of these teams. I don't know if you guys saw. I sent it to you guys, that tweet that they could hear what's the name laying into them. What's the name?
Aaron Glenn.
Aaron Glenn laying into them, and sometimes you need that. But now it's going to be interesting to see the way the team responds this week now that they've been laid into. So yeah, I'm interested to see what they're going to look like. Obviously, the last Elijah Vera Tucker, I think before the season started, or
he's always hurt.
You
can't rely on him.
He's always hurt, and they even switched him, I think, from tackle to guard to see if he would last longer.
He's just had terrible injury luck.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of Rashawn Slater too. He's had terrible injury. Like the first year, great, and then, by the way, did you see Mike Silver? Charger fans are flipping out because Mike Silver wrote that there's people within the building thinking that Rashawn Slater is going to be their next center next year.
Center?
Wait, what? They're going to move him to center?
Move him to center because Joe Alt. They think Joe Alt needs to stay as the left tackle.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know there were people in the comments saying that.
Silver wrote that. He wrote that after the Broncos game. And I was like, oh, wow. And like everybody was flipping out because of the price tag. But I don't know if like people think that because he's going to be limited mobility wise. Like he's not going to be able to be the same because that injury supposedly is very. I mean, I saw what happened with J.C. Jackson. As soon as he got injured like that, he just wasn't the same. So
I would want to ask Dan if you can move him to guard. That's what
Dan said that he would move him to left guard next to Joe Walt.
Yeah.
He thinks that moving him to guard would be good. And I remember before the draft, Gilbert, you remember this too, where they were saying his arms are a little bit tiny.
Yep,
he's going to end up being moved to guard. So, yeah, I don't know. But going back to this, I think both teams are basically cooked in the water, both the Jets and the Dolphins. Aaron Glenn obviously has...
And the Bengals.
Oh, yeah, no, but we're going to move to Broncos, Bengals right now. But I just don't think either one of these teams has anything. I agree with you, Gilbert and Vic, that they need to start chopping Tua, see what you can get. I definitely I just Mike McDaniel and you feel sorry for him, but at the same time, it's like, dude, you've worn out your welcome. It's been a couple years. You made it to the playoffs. You had to play the Chiefs in that cold weather game. You didn't do anything with it. After that, it's just kind of been a free fall. And now where you could have gotten draft picks for trading your superstar wide receiver, now you can't because his leg is a freaking pretzel and it got bent up backwards. And again, couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. But now he's out. Jalen Waddle. I'm telling you, Jaden Waddle might come from that school of Randy Moss, T.O. that once the going gets tough.
Yep.
Oh, ball didn't come my way. All right, cool. I'm cool. I don't want to.
Well, the problem is Jalen Waddle's not as good as those guys. So why would
you nowhere near. But I'm saying like he could be of the same school where it's just like, yeah, I just want to save myself for next year. But yeah. All right, moving over to the Denver Broncos and the Cincinnati Bengals. This wasn't much of a contest. By the way, I don't know if it's like referees sometimes when they're like at the home stadium, they have a little bit more bias towards the home team. There was a play at the beginning of the game. It was 4th and 1, and the Bengals at midfield, they decided to go for it. And they, Jake Browning goes up. He's about to hike but he's doing a snap count. The Bronco guy jumps, and they hike it, and they call false start on the Bengals. But then you go back and look at the play. The guy doesn't move. So I was like, what are we doing? And that kind of changed the momentum of the whole game. I mean,
yeah, the center did the head tilt, and that I'm like, I was
not a false start.
Nope.
Yeah, but whatever. Bo Nix, 29 of 42, 326, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Sutton 5 for 81, 1 touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, their first 100-yard rusher, I think in like 2 or 3 seasons.
Sean Payton era.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. In the Sean Payton era. And then on the other side, not much to boast about. T. Higgins, 3 catches, 32 yards. Jamar Chase, 5 catches, 23 yards. Gilbert, I know that you have already forked the Bengals, but A lot of people are very hyped after this game, and they're saying these are the Broncos we were telling you about. Gilbert, why don't you bring the people back to reality?
Honestly, there's always like a sequence, or there are two things that happen in every Bo Nix game, and it's just who he is. It really defines where he's at, and I'm not trying to limit the guy's ceiling, but he still has a long ways to go to be a superstar that Sean Payton, tabbed him to be. I want to say it might have been the back end of the first half where he throws an interception in the end zone, and it's like you kill all the momentum. He comes back, maybe a drive later, he throws a nice pass to Cortland Sutton for a touchdown. Like he made up for it. But that's just the experience for Bo Nix. He's going to give you some horrendous turnovers, horrendous decisions, maybe a bad throw, an overthrow, inaccurate sometimes. But every now and then he's going to have a nice play. He's going to be mobile. He knows how to run too. He can operate the scheme very well. And Sean Payton's scheme is difficult to run. He's a good quarterback. I don't know. Is he better than Tua? That's actually kind of up for debate for me right now. And that kind of tells you everything. Like
Bo Nix is better than Tua.
Okay, fine. But it's like Tua's more accurate. And he's and I think Bo Nix he's a little more skittish. But he can move.
He's erratic.
He can run. He's erratic. But I can't trust him sometimes. That's the thing. His throwing is so crazy. Brett is saying someone said he must drink a Monster before the game because he does plant his foot. He doesn't plant his foot. He jumps and he heaves on wide open bombs.
That's crazy to me.
It's just who he is. He can't really. And I think Troy Aikman was like, I don't want to diminish him as a pocket passer, but he's better on the move. He's better on the run. I'm like, yeah, he is. Like you could just say it, Troy. You're making a lot of money. You're older now. You have the rings. Don't be afraid to bash him. He has to learn to be a pocket passer. So to me, I think we never agreed, but we agreed on this one. The Broncos hype was way out of control. It was premature. He's not ready to be a superstar quarterback. He's a decent quarterback. I'm not going to knock him for that. He has good surroundings. He has a good defense. The defense played pretty well. Nick Bonito came alive. But you beat the Bengals. Who cares? You lit up the Bengals. Like they had the worst defense in the NFL. Bo Nix, good job. Take a cookie. Same thing with Michael Penix Jr. You bounce back, but it's a bad Commanders defense. I don't care. Sometimes you need to play bad teams to gain confidence and get back on track. That's all it was here.
It's funny. Brett brings up a good point. He has odd nerves with a pretty he does. Like he kind of gets squeamish at times or skittish. And I'm like, dude, you have one of the better offensive lines. Like, what? Why are you getting so antsy?
Good running game too. Jake was doing well. Like, you're balanced. Yeah. What's going on here?
Yeah, I don't get it. Vic, any thoughts on this game?
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, Gilbert just put it, exactly how I saw it. And I think eventually they're gonna get a great test this week. We're gonna find out even more. They're going up against the Eagles. Yeah. Guess what the Eagles are gonna do to you? They're gonna suffocate you, and so. Kind of like what we saw from the Colts against the Rams, I'm actually interested in this game because I want to see where the Broncos actually stand. Because now at this point, we'll know whether or not, and you'll get to your takeaway, Fernando. But, I think, it's been 4 games. We'll see where these teams stack up. And going up against the Eagles is going to be a great test for them.
Yeah. Wait, who plays the Eagles this week?
The Broncos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sean Payton said he likes a tush push. He wants to keep it. So
it's in Green Bay. No, it's in Philly.
It's in Philly.
Yeah.
I see. What time is that game at? 10 a.m.
Here, I'll tell you right now.
Go ahead.
Well, that means I need to get Dante.
Yeah, it's another 10 a.m. game.
Oh,
that's three straight 10 a.m. games for the Eagles, which is, how I don't understand, and I know I'm kind of going off here, but how do you have the Chiefs in prime time and you don't have the Eagles who won the Super Bowl? They get 3 straight 10 a.m. games.
Because what's his name? Who said it? That their offense is boring.
Yeah, they're boring, and I get it.
Drew Brees. That's how these old heads. That's how the schedule makers But their game against the Chiefs was great. Their game against even Tampa. Tampa almost came back and made it into a game. So their games are interesting. I find them interesting. I'm interested to see what's the Sunday night game this week.
You're not gonna
Bills.
Yep.
Why didn't we do? But okay, let me go back. Sorry, I'm about to get mad. But no, these networks also want, CBS also is gonna want these. So it's I keep on forgetting that CBS and Fox have a say. I feel
Yeah,
like the
like
say should just be Sunday and Monday night.
let me give you
It's
some
not
of
even
these.
125 games.
Yeah, let me give you some of these games. It's
Good.
gonna even
Oh,
piss you
that's
off
because the
even
game
more.
of the week is Chargers Commanders.
Yeah.
That's
You
what
also
Eric was
have.
telling me.
Yep.
Yeah, it is 125. You're
Buccaneers
right.
I
Seahawks
can't
is
wait to
at
see Tom Brady.
105, which I think that's a good game. And then another 10 a.m. game now that sucks is the Texans Ravens. That's what I thought would have been the Sunday night game.
I don't know. That game's gonna be
Before-
interesting to me. We already
Yeah.
got a game flex, right? Like Patriots Saints was at the 125, and now they changed it, and now it's somebody else and somebody else. So.
Can I give you one more point to you? Let me give you guys one more thing.
Yeah.
And I
then
saw
go
this
with-
and I read
and then
this
we
in
can
The
move on.
Athletic this week, which I thought was really interesting. Talking about the schedule, which I thought is actually really interesting if you really think about it. The reason, we were complaining, Gilbert and I were complaining on what is it, game week with the Compas about the scheduling, but the NFL has done it on purpose because they know injuries are going to happen early on, and so they want to get all the big matchups out of the way early, so that way they can flex out some of those other matchups later on in the season, which makes a lot of sense when you really think about it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I feel like it's always tough to, get the perfect game on prime time. But I'll say this: I don't want no more double headers. I know I said it earlier, but I don't want no more Monday night double header. Like, it's rare to get one good primetime game. Why do we need two? And these games were terrible. At least they went back to making it 1 hour separation. But that's it. That's my end of my point here, because we got to get the show moving. And somebody showed up finally a little later. It could be 6:35, and then it becomes 6:40, becomes 6:41. But he always arrives, so I'll give Dan credit there. Go ahead, Fernando.
I can't let that intro be like that. Let us bring on a man that is the one that carries Heelberto, the guy that has won the Pick'ems game for last year. He is trying to win it for the second year in a row. A guy that is number one on the field and number one in your heart. That is Dan and Daygo.
Can you believe the slander? Can you believe I'm a blue collar worker and this elitist with some cushy job is going to lecture me about what time I'm coming on the program?
Foreign couple, you're just two big guys on the plane. Like, that's it. Like, you're
what
not.
What the hell are you talking about now? Now he's a sizist? What's his deal?
I told the show about the
two
chick
people
next
that
to me.
you guys are just two big guys are on their way. That's it.
What did you say? Two big guys that what? I was fine. I was
the
fine.
way of two people, apparently.
Who was I in the way of? They were in my way. They should have got
Remember the two guys that sat next to you, and it was going to be three big guys, and then the chick
but those two were imbeciles. I won't tell you.
But I was talking about Fernando's two ladies.
He was talking about the mom and the daughter that was
baboons. I don't worry. A lion doesn't worry himself with the opinions of the sheep. I don't care. So, by the way, it's just hilarious, the slander over here. This guy wakes up at 12 o'clock, 11:30 sometimes, starts smoking. Just gets on his little computer. Oh, let's see. Who can I shit on today? Who can I shit on
Vic.
today?
Earlier, he was shitting on Vic. Remember, Dan?
That was crazy. Oh, yeah. He was blowing up my phone asking me about shit.
I am actually a father. I have an important role in my life. And
thanks for telling me I'm single,
kids
Dad.
Play grab ass, play flag football.
All right. Let us do.
You're lucky I don't have my ring. I'll show you again.
All right. Let's do the Compas Week 4 takeaways. I will be really quick. The preseason is now over. The real season starts this Thursday, because we're 4 games into the season. Some people like to rest all their starters during the whole preseason. Teams are getting accustomed. Now the real season begins. Let's see who's for real and let's see who's not. Again, October, I still kind of don't buy. It's until you hit November where you see who the real teams are, but we're already 4 games into this season, so definitely interesting. Dan, why don't you go next?
Oh, East Coast sports times are the worst, dude. Thursday night, actually the Sunday night football, we weren't in bed, or the game wasn't over till like 1 a.m. I just can't believe, I feel bad for those people on the East Coast. It's terrible. They have great food, so I guess that makes up for it, but it's terrible.
On Thursday, Dan and I couldn't believe it. We were leaving a bar after Thursday night football, and it was about midnight, 12:30, and there was people still walking into restaurants, going to have dinner and stuff like that. And
city that never sleeps, dude.
I couldn't believe how many people were out and about. I was like, damn, I'm trying to go to bed, and everybody's out here. I mean, I'm into mischief manage, so I would have too. But
it was funny. I'm almost pretty sure I saw a guy coming out of a bathroom, and it looked like he did cocaine. So that was pretty interesting, also.
Nice.
Another little East Coast
allegedly. Gilbert,
what the hell did I have? Oh yeah, I'm just like I'm done with all the crappy teams. Just have the fire sale. Give us an exciting trade deadline. Trade Jeffrey Simmons, Tennessee tight ends. Trade L'Jarius.
I'll take him.
Too. Trade Cam Ward. I don't care. Saints, go ahead and sit down Spencer Rattler and put in Tyler Shuck. But also trade Olave, Kamara, Cameron Jordan, Demario Davis. Keep going on. Trevor Penning to maybe Trevor Penning could go to the Chargers. Jets also have the fire sale. Honestly, what the hell has Quinnen Williams done? What has Sauce Gardner done? I know they got paid recently, but trade those guys too. Keep Garrett Wilson; he's still pretty good. Dolphins, trade the whole damn team. Go trade back McDaniel too if you want, and they might get a second round pick out of him. I don't know, but I'm done with them.
Vic,
mine is my frustration this weekend was like I think the highest I've ever had when it comes to game management with these coaches. And it's not, I was telling Gilbert, like, at first it was the hipster coaches, all the, like, McVay, LaFleur, all the
threaded eyebrow bastards.
Yeah, and it's even now Tomlin, Carroll just, oh my God, like that Bears game, like, just watching the game management by Pete Carroll, like, I understood why they fired him with Seattle, because let me go back here with Mike McDaniel on Thursday night, and it just drove me crazy because the Seahawks should have won that game by 2 touchdowns, but like they had the ball on the red zone with Sam Darnold, like Gilbert talked about earlier. They could have sealed the game in the red zone there towards the end, and he kicks the ball, I think, and then they either block it or something happens, and they allow them to come back. And then Mike Tomlin in Dublin, Ireland, like that game should have been done, and instead of going for it on 4th and 1. He punched the ball, and then the Steelers defense just keeps them in the game against the Vikings. And I'm like, what are we doing here? And then I go back to Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll, like, what are you doing here? Like, you have 40 seconds. The Bears still have 3 timeouts. And he's like, oh, I'm going to run the ball. Your left tackle just went out with an injury. And he runs the ball right up the middle. And I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, I'm just going to settle for a 54-yard field goal. Gets blocked, loses. I'm like, I don't understand there. And then Sunday night game. What the hell are you doing, Matt LaFleur? Like, you get the ball with 4:40 to go in the game, and you settle for a freaking tie. Like, if it wasn't for the time clock with the Cowboys there,
something shady wouldn't happen there.
Lost that game. Somehow they ended up with a second to go, and then they kicked the field goal. I've had it with the time management with these coaches. Like, there should be a freaking seminar that they go to because they're all terrible. It doesn't matter whether they're old like Pete Carroll or they're the young guys like McVay and McVay or LaFleur. It's just all the way around.
I've been pretty surprised that Jim is very open to all. Like, Jim goes for the nail. Like, he did it against the Chiefs. He's done it against the Broncos. I'm surprised. I thought he'd be more of the old head that would be no.
I forgot about that final drive, Victor. I honestly told myself, is freaking LaFleur trying to go for the tie here, or does he think they're going to score and then just kill all the clock?
Bad.
There was
I
so
don't
much
even root for these teams. It was like, well, yeah, the Raiders, but like just looking at these games, I'm just like, and I wasn't even betting on any of them. It's just terrible game management from everybody here.
Yeah,
I've seen so much of it lately. I don't understand it either. Honestly, it just makes me sick.
Vic, can you take this off real quick before we go to our power rankings? Dan, I think I found one of your new favorite players. Listen to what Titans quarterback Cam Ward had to say
I love this.
About the way they're playing.
I mean, if we keeping a buck right now, we ass. So we 0-4. Quarter of our
Dude,
game,
could you imagine the PR
Hold on,
team?
listen.
we have to lock in. Especially myself on the offensive line, from the defensive line, from the special teams to all three faces. We have to play together. We have not played together this year yet. And that's just something that,
The
we
beginning
want to
is
preach
funny
about it
and
every day.
interrupted.
Every day we got to do.
Sorry.
Keeping a buck right now, we ass. So we 0-4. We have this point. We got nothing to lose. We dropped a quarter of our fucking games, and we've.
Like,
I like that though.
I'm gonna be honest. This is the way we're going. Like, this is the route that we're going with this new generation. They're willing to tell you we're bad. Like, they're gonna tell you. So
imagine being an old reporter and like, what the hell did he just say?
I know for real. Having a stroke.
How do you write that as
like, what is keeping it a buck?
Like, we're keeping it real. Yeah, and some people aren't gonna understand that.
Can you imagine that headline Heelberto would write?
Yeah, we ass.
I like this comment.
Unfortunately, it's the Tennessee Titans. I'd never write about the Tennessee Titans, but if I did, I would definitely run away with that quote.
I would never write about a $1 billion organization in Nashville. You're not even worth my time.
They stink. They're ass. Sorry. They're ass.
Real quick, did you guys see what AJ Brown posted on Twitter? He had a thing that said, if it's a quote, obviously, if you're not welcome, not listened to, quietly withdrawn, don't make a scene, shrug your shoulders and be on your way. I think he's only had 13 or 14 catches on the year when Puka Nacua on Sunday had 15 or 14 in the game alone. So then, hold on, Vic, real quick. So then Nick Sirianni jumps on 94, the whip in Philly, and this is what him and the host kind of got into it about.
He may be alluding to wanting to be out. I think that the heart of it is he's wondering how much longer can I take it, not getting the ball as much as other great receivers in football. Do you think I'm wrong that that's the heart of the matter? And I mean, I think this is a pretty big situation right now.
Yeah, and you're entitled to your opinion, obviously. And, what I see it as a guy that wants to contribute to his football team because he knows he's able to contribute to his football team. And, if we, the things that we know, like we know that the past 3 years that AJ's been here, we've won a lot of football games. And one.
So I just don't understand. You're perfect on the year. You've won the Super Bowl. Like, why?
Because he already won it. He already has the ring.
That's what I was going to say.
Go get the
so is it kind of like that Aaron Rodgers in the documentary when he goes, as soon as I won the Super Bowl, I'm like, well, what's left now? Like, I already did it. What I've
great individually.
I think that's dumb. It's the ego. It
is.
Everyone's talking about the running backs, Saquon and Jalen Hurts, and they're not talking about the receivers. Like, dude, no offense. Again, he can't put the ball on these guys half the time. Like, he wants to get out of the pocket. Like, and again, I'm surprised that's not Saquon because, no offense to anybody, I'm sure Jalen's cost him a few million because he takes those QB sneaks for touchdowns. And, like, that's touchdowns he's taken away from Saquon, which I'm sure they have incentives for him to score and all that other stuff. So, like, that, I'm surprised it's not Saquon, but, it is what it is. But, that's the other part. You have so much talent on that team, and that's the hardest part. You have to manage it. You have to feed them, or else they feel isolated, which I'm with you, Fernando. Who cares? You're undefeated. You won a Super Bowl. You're playing well. It's not like they're cutting his pay. Maybe his incentives are a lot bigger, and he's trying to hit them. But
I think I saw they're 21st in defense, 20th in offense, and yet they're 4-0. Like, that's how – like, they know now when they need to nut up and pull the game out, which I was
going to ask you guys, like, do you guys think if they trade AJ Brown for a second-round pick and some, like, so wide receiver, are they good enough to win the Super Bowl? Because they're not even using the guy. Like, I feel like –
No, but in the Super Bowl, they needed him. In the Super Bowl, they needed him and Devonta Smith. Because if you remember, and that's what the point I go back to, in the playoffs, it was all about Saquon Barkley and that offensive line. They couldn't be stopped. When they got to the Super Bowl, Kansas City said, we are not going to let Saquon beat us. We will let Jalen beat us all day. Like they did the previous game. The first time that they played each other in the Super Bowl, he almost beat them. But this time they said, we're not going to do it. We're just going to crash down and go on Saquon and let Jalen beat us. And Jalen did that. Jalen was throwing the ball to everybody. He was moving the football. He was doing everything he needed to.
Very well, too.
In the moment that he needed to, he stepped up. I just think that they do need a playmaking threat like him, because at times he's going to be double teamed and other guys come open. If you had like a normal receiver in there, they're not going to get doubled. I'm pretty sure.
They still got Goddard.
I'm saying, okay, but here's where I'm going to go. Maybe I'm misstepping. I don't think Devonta Smith is a guy you double team. AJ Brown's a guy you double team.
That's fair.
But I mean, on top of that, why would you take away a weapon like that?
Yeah, if he's disgruntled and doesn't want to play, then that's one thing.
I don't know.
But I just wouldn't treat him
Hill situation to me.
What?
A Tyreek Hill situation, like when they won the Super Bowl, the Chiefs did, and Tyreek just wasn't happy, and they traded him, and they just adjusted without him. Like I think Philly might do that.
I was going to ask you, like, at what point
Sirianni's like Andy Reid.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say.
I was going to ask, because we know that this team runs like Howie Roseman runs this team, right? Like eventually you want to, and Brett Gardner, that's where I was going with the whole Dotson. They target Dotson more than they do AJ Brown, and so maybe he's somebody to keep an eye on that they trade. I would not be surprised, because remember, like, this is one thing too that Gilbert keeps bringing up with Howie is like he's gonna start looking ahead to make sure, like, look, he's either gonna try to get more offense or defensive line help for the Eagles. Eventually, he has a bunch of draft picks from what I remember. I think they have 10 or 12 in the next draft. So why not just continue to stockpile and continue to build on that offense and defensive line? So I could see it. I mean, especially if he's not happy there.
Yeah, we'll see. But I think they're gonna hold on to him one more year, and maybe next offseason they decide to get rid of him if they feel like it's too much. Maybe they need to get him another book, so you can be reading it there on the sideline.
I forgot about that. That's a good point.
Yeah, they need to do something.
Ego is the enemy. Get that one from the sideline.
Brett, he thinks he's open, so I'm guessing that's him saying he is. All right, let's go with the Compas NFL Power Rankings. Let's start off with Gilbert.
Let's go.
Yeah, definitely be quick. Eagles, Lions, Bills. Honestly, the last two spots I have no clue, so I said F it, LA teams, Rams, Chargers. Here you go.
Damn you. Curse.
Big.
Sorry, the Hernandez just hit a home run. Eagles, Bills, Lions, Rams, and Seahawks. I told you guys I'm big on the Seahawks, so I put them at number 5 there.
Oh, damn, I forgot about the Seahawks. I will go next. Eagles, Bills, Lions, Rams, Bucks. The Bucks lost to the best team in the NFL, so I'm not gonna. And
I believe in Baker.
Exactly, especially with missing all the guys that they're missing. I'm surprised they kept it to a 1-score game.
Yeah.
By the way, Gilbert,
by the way, in the dark like that.
Yeah, I'm in a lounge.
Okay. A little creepy. Let's continue. I'm worried about you.
Whoa.
You're like an empty school with no light. I don't know.
I'm changing. I didn't know how
trying
to
to disclose your location.
I know.
All right, let's go to our favorite part of the day. Dan, your bottom 5.
Sorry, Dan, I had to cut it down. I hope you can read it.
That's okay. Yeah, I hate the Chargers offensive line right now. It's pissing me off. Lamar pulled himself out of the game. He's a bitch. He's going to be out for weeks now, apparently, with some ghost hamstring. Fine. The head official for the New York Giants Charger game, 100% without a doubt, was an Ohio State fan. It's unbelievable. By the way, I thought the biggest problem over the weekend with the Colts not being able to pull out is they didn't ask her for her opinion. She has the headset. She has her notes. Did they ask her anything?
I did see her a couple of times during that game, by the way.
What?
I did see her a couple of times during that game.
It's the new Swift. Like, come on. I'm not going to get into the rabbit holes of that. But
and in a couple weeks, I've never asked somebody for their autograph, but I will ask her for her autograph for you.
No thanks. I'd rather ask her.
Let me get a cameo for her.
Yeah, it's a cameo. That would be great.
I'll ask her to jump on the show.
Yeah.
There you go. So when you write things, what do you doodle? Is it recipes? Is it? No, I'm kidding.
Okay. All right. Let's continue.
All right, LaFleur, Schottenheimer. I just couldn't. Seriously, I kind of was on Heelberto's team. Like, Cowboys, you have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Go score a touchdown. You're taking a field goal at like the 3. What are you doing? And I thought LaFleur just Sunday's time management, like Vic was talking about, shows you the biggest reason why he will always fail and is a douchebag. He thought he was so damn smart. He blows a timeout, and then he doesn't even know what he's doing the next play when they get caught inbounds. It's a joke. And that
What do you think a
timekeeper-
certain person thinks of LaFleur?
Oh, they go to the same salon to get all their things done. They're real nice together. And number 6, I'll just put it up there. That the clock operator. I'm trying to think of what death penalty. I'll just guillotine because everything else is a little bit too radicalized, and they get all worked up if I say hang him in the street corner or whatever. Everybody gets worked up. So
does cheese eating bastard only come on when they win?
Working what?
Oh, does the cheese eating bastard only come on when they win?
No. Oh, does he only come on? I thought
he's
you were
not
inviting him
here.
to
It's
come
been
on.
2 weeks. I still haven't seen any comments here. What
Hi,
happened?
and a loss. I haven't
He's a
seen
coward. I don't know what to tell you.
I thought you were trying to invite him on. I was like, no, don't do
no.
that. That's
I just said I haven't seen him in the comments.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
all right. All right. The power rankings: Eagles, Bills, Lions, Rams, and Chargers.
Great,
All right,
great.
let's
Curses
go
all
pick
around.
let's
Keep it
see
going.
the results of last week.
Woo!
Gilbert went 5-1.
The
I went
stupid Raiders
4-2.
screwed me.
Dan
Pete
went
Carroll.
3-3, and Vic went 2-4. Let's see the updated. The lead dog is still Dan at
Thank
15-8.
God.
I am 14-10.
Vic, come
Gilbert
on.
I
is
know.
10-14.
No
Vic
longer
is
last.
9-15. All right, let us go now with this week's games. Dolphins at Panthers. Give me the
What a
Panthers.
shit show.
Gilbert,
I'm done with Carolina. Give me the Miami Dolphins.
Who
Dan,
did you go with, Frau?
Panthers.
Are
They've gotten mollywopped the last 2 weeks. They're due for one.
the Dolphins? Well, I don't trust the. I don't
Tyreek
know who I
Hill's not
trust.
there.
The throwing Samoan or the other one.
Yeah,
I'll just go.
The smaller one.
I'll just go with. I'll go with Panthers. I'll just write it. I'll write it out, Bimo. Or
all
Frau.
right. Vic,
I'll go with the Panthers. They're at home. They play better at
Oh.
home than they do on the
By
road.
myself here.
Yep.
all right. Texans at Ravens. I will go with the Texans. Gilbert,
I'm going to Houston too, man.
Dan,
Yeah, I'll go Houston.
Uh-oh.
Vic.
Yeah, I'll take the Ravens here. I'll be the lone wolf.
All right. Next, Buccaneers at Seahawks. Oh my God.
Ooh.
Oh, you know where I'm going.
Vic, go ahead. Start us off.
I'm gonna go with the Seahawks.
I will go with the Seahawks.
Really?
There's no Mike Evans.
Damn, you're bailing. Give me the Buccaneers.
Dan.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'll take the Bucks.
I like this.
All
I
right.
believe in Baker.
Giants at Saints.
I hate this team. I hate them.
Give me the Saints. Gilbert.
They're 2.5-point favorites at home.
I don't
the Saints.
know why. That seems like a setup. Dan, I just want to say I haven't mentioned your team losing to the Giants all show, and I won't mention them at all losing to the Giants. So I'm a friend like that.
Kiss
They did
my
not.
ass.
I will not mention them losing to the Giants, and you being in person and watch it. Jackson Dart the GOAT. Give me the Giants.
Dan.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Jackson Dart too. I don't trust Spencer Rattler.
Who'd you go with, Fernando?
I went with the Saints.
I'm gonna go with the Saints too.
Ooh.
We'll do it even.
Cowboys at Jets. Give me the Cowboys.
Oh.
Gilbert.
Give me the Cowboys.
Dan.
Yeah, I'll take the Cowboys. They're
Oof.
Vic.
Let's go with the Cowboys
yeah. I was
here.
about to say that one's a little too ugly.
I
Yeah.
was the option here.
Yeah. All right.
Last one.
I'm looking forward to this one. I want to see how this one goes.
Monday
Oh my
Night
God.
Football. Chiefs at Jaguars.
Don't ask me first. I'm not wasting my time here. Give me the Chiefs.
Gilbert.
You guys are crazy here. Chiefs.
Dan.
Yeah, I'll take the Chiefs. They're gonna want to get them to 500.
I know you two want to go the other way. Just do it.
Vic, go ahead.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I'll put the pressure on you here, Fernando.
Jaguars. I'll go
Okay.
Jaguars. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'll go Jaguars. I'll be different. See, Vic and I actually have gone different. Yeah, Vic and I have chosen underdogs. Gilbert, you've just gone with favorites.
Last week I was the only one to take the Chiefs. You guys all went with the Ravens, but I don't get any credit for that.
Wow, look
Oh
at
my
that.
Because
God.
that's your team.
He wants
I
credit.
took the Dolphins earlier. Come on.
Gilbert, let me ask you, independently from all this, Commanders at Chargers.
I went with Chargers.
Oh God.
What? They can't even
Dude,
stay healthy.
you know what's
Commanders.
the funniest part? If Cooper Rush lights it up, do we have a quarterback controversy?
No, they'll just put him at running back. Remember?
Oh, there you go. That'll be a
Kind of
good. Could you
usage.
imagine him on a fly sweep?
You put Derrick Henry at fullback, you put Lamar at running back.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. We appreciate everybody for jumping on. Thank you guys so much for checking out another episode of the Four Compas Show. Do not forget this week. What are you guys doing your preview? Is that tomorrow?
Yeah, Wednesday.
Wednesday. These guys will be doing their preview. I'm guessing Dan and I will be doing it Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm
Watching
guessing
Nightmare on
you
Elm
two are
Street
going to be
tomorrow.
doing House of Horns right after the Sunday night or the Thursday night game. I'm guessing
Yeah.
Gilbert, you're going to be at that?
Yeah, I will be there. It might be a little tricky to get on, but
Oh wow! Oh wow! You're gonna be there?
I'm gonna leave my house, baby.
Oh wow!
I'm ready.
What
I
are
love
you-
the
what are
living
you-
room. I would stay there.
Primetime Gil, come on.
What are you
There you
doing
go.
though? Are you doing whoever wins? That's a locker room.
I
They're
think they
going to be
assigned
honored
me-
with your presence.
They assigned me the Rams, so whatever the Rams do. So
All right. Well, the Rams are probably going to win that game anyway. All right. Thank you guys so much. Check out everything else on Compas on the Beat Network. Hey, Charger fans, last week, I know it's a little sour of a topic, but last week we talked to Dante Jackson on the show.
Okay.
Make sure you guys go check that out. He was a great interview. We were honestly only supposed to have him for about 15, 20 minutes. We ended up with 30. So make sure you guys check it out. It's pretty interesting to see. And hey, listen to why he thinks that the jumping into the Olympics isn't the correct move for athletes, especially with other athletes. That is their craft. So make sure you guys check that out. Again, thank you guys so much. Why don't let us finally get out of here? Gilbert, why don't you get us out of here?
yeah, I just want to say Fernando talks to a Chargers player on Compas on the Beat, and the Chargers lose the next time they play. Maybe there's a
That's
Fernando
you.
curse.
That's your
that I
fault.
don't know about.
That's your
but
fault.
on that
Don't blame
note,
my brother.
that
My
was
brother's
Vamos-
I thought you were
that was
gonna
Vamos- No, yeah, vámonos. Woo!
Oh, you've made